This one is going to be the end of the France series. It's going to be France number 3. And in France number 3, I'm going to summarize the issue that was pointed out to me in France. And that issue is that people have made decisions on information that is incomplete, but they think they are right about what they're concluding, and they move forward with it. And the consequences that is causing nations of the world to have to deal with. Now, this will be the end of it, of the France series. This is France number 3, but it is not going to be a conclusion about anything. What I'm going to conclude here is things that should be, not things that are. And it's the things that are is what I'm concerned about. I would like to get the world and the people of the world, the Homo sapiens, working together to do what is right, not what is wrong. And there is a difference between right and wrong. The problem we have most of the time is everyone has a different experience about what they think works and doesn't work. And when they think that something works that doesn't work, then that is a problem. But the problem is not one that is going to be easy to solve. I already mentioned in my previous videos that the woman that was running for president of the United States was a socialist or a communist. And I've had my son say, what did you think she was a socialist or communist about? And every time I heard her talking, she talked like that if she could take over, people are going to get something for nothing. All they have to do is be here and they deserve to have it. That is not true. Everyone should have to work for what they get. The prisoners who are in jail should not have the free ride the Supreme Court of the United States gave them. Everyone needs to work and produce something. If you can't produce anything, you don't need to consume anything. And since everyone has to consume food to live, they would not be alive if they're not consuming food. Now, a quick example of this is what's going on in Israel. It is true that Israel is being blamed for starving the Palestinians. Now, they've proven over and over that they aren't doing anything to inhibit the Palestinians from eating. All they're doing is trying to make sure Hamas does not make a profit on it, because Hamas uses the money to continue to fight Israel. So Israel has to shut down Hamas. And one way to do that is make sure they don't have any money. If they totally run out of money, they will not be able to exist. A lot of people are just doing it for the money. Now, on the other hand, why in the world they're telling how many days each time that Israel has done it, and I think that it's something like 600 and some days. Well, there's only 365 days in a year. Now, what Palestinians think that they're entitled to live a whole year or more with Israel feeding them without them producing anything. That is the most retarded thing I've ever heard. If they want to eat, they need to immigrate to a country where they can produce something and get a portion of that production so they can eat. That way, everyone that's eating is producing for everyone else. But we seem to have lost count of what is responsible and what is irresponsible. And we need to reinstitute that with everyone. And that's why I said the people that are teaching people the wrong things need to find out also they will be punished if the people they're teaching does the things that they're telling them to, if they are harming other individuals. And when you teach someone that they're going to get 72 virgins if they kill a particular race of people, that is something that should not be tolerated by the United Nations, the League of Nations, or any organization that has enough sense to take his head out of a place where he couldn't even see daylight. Now, it is so retarded that we can't even talk about it that much, because for some reason people seem to think if I believe something retarded and I can get 10 other people to believe the same thing I believe, we can now have public opinion saying it's the right thing. No, it's wrong. When you get the public opinion saying something that's wrong, it just shows that public opinion is stupid. Oh, as Hawaiian Honey said, stupid is detrimental to their thinking. So it is uncivilized and irreconcilably false that it can work. It never will work. It can't work. You can't tell a lie. And I've quoted before that our President Roosevelt said, you can repeat a lie many times and it will never make it the truth. A lie is a lie from the day it started, and it will be a lie until people stop quoting it. So what we need to do is make people responsible for lying. And if the United Nations doesn't do it and other people don't, they're going along with the idea that if we get enough people telling us something that is a lie, then we can use public opinion to say it's okay. No, it's not going to be okay. It will never be okay. And history will show that someplace in the mix, someone was profiting from the lie. And the people that are pushing the lie are the ones that are probably the ones that are profiting from it somehow. They think by believing the lie, they can do bad things, things that they should be put in jail or killed for, and they can get away with it because public opinion approves of what they're doing. Well, I haven't listened to what's going on in Israel for a while, a week or two, and I don't know that they've ever found the prisoners. I don't know that they're ever going to. Evidently, there's only about 20 of them that they think are still alive, and we don't know if any of them are still alive. But we do know that the retards that have captured them think that they can make benefit from holding them hostage and negotiating with Israel to give up something that Israel would be stupid to give up for. Now, unfortunately, Israel respects the life of their individuals, and they've made unreasonable compromises with these retards in the past. And now they're paying for it. So that should even tell Israel, it doesn't make any difference how good your intentions are. It is wrong to negotiate with terrorists. Many countries have advertised they won't do it. It is wrong to do it. You need to get rid of terrorism 100%, and the only way you can do that is for everyone to realize there is no benefit in being a terrorist. If you're going to be a terrorist, eventually you're going to be caught, you're going to be caged or destroyed. There is no exception. Now, it is true that we've let a lot of terrorists out, and they've gone back to doing what they always will do, and that is evil, terrible things that cause more damage than letting them go. You don't ever let them go. When you have a terrorist, you punish them. You don't put them back in society until you think they've been rehabilitated. And if they don't show any signs of rehabilitation, you never let them go. They have proven they're a terrorist. They don't know any better. They are mistaken about the idea that if they get public opinion on their side, they will be able to get away with doing what's wrong instead of what's right and benefit from that mistake. Well, in the long run, it never pays off. And I can call him stupid because he is dead now. So he was stupid. He was always stupid. He's always going to be stupid. And that's the guy that Israel had, that in one of the hostage swaps, they let him go, and he became the mastermind of the one that built all the tunnels in the Gaza Strip. So all he did was cause more destruction, more terrorism, more evil than if they had just kept him in jail. He would not have been responsible for any of those things. So everyone in the world has to wake up and know you cannot negotiate with a terrorist. They're going to lie to you. They're going to continue doing what they do. They are people that need to be stamped out. And when the world wakes up and stamps out all of the terrorists, then people will then not be accidentally murdered because the terrorists are hiding behind them while they're doing their terrorism. Now, I do know that some journalists have been killed that probably were fairly decent people, but it needs to be understood that when you're associating with and communicating with people who are on the wrong side of the law, doing what is absolutely unacceptable, there is some more than a 50-50 chance that they're going to try to hide being with you so they can perform some of their terrorist activities and get away with it. Well, Israel has spotted those people, and when they see them, they take them out. If some of the reporters that are close enough to also be hurt or killed as a result of the explosion that kills the terrorist, then they get what they should have known they were looking for. If you're working with a terrorist organization and you're willing to try to conceal them, or in any way, if they fool you and they're there and you don't know they're a terrorist, then you know you may get taken out with them, because everyone that is doing what's right are going to get rid of the terrorists. And if you happen to be alongside of them, you're exactly the same as an innocent civilian is hiding the works of the terrorists by him being in among them and making it look like that he's not really a terrorist. So when you are willing to be around people that are trying to disguise themselves so they can take advantage of the law-abiding, innocent people that are only trying to defend themselves, then you are a legitimate target and you may be killed. You need to understand that. And maybe then you won't be so anxious to be so ridiculous in your actions that you try to associate with people that are just totally evil. There are evil people and there are good people. The good people are the ones that do good activities. They don't do evil to anyone. If someone does evil to them, they want it taken care of. No one wants to be treated in an evil manner. Everyone wants to prosper from what they're helping to produce, and they want to be a part of the production that helps the rest of the world. So how are we going to clean it up? It's not going to be easy, but as long as we continue to pretend that it's impossible, we haven't got a chance to fix it. So it's time to start distinguishing between what is right and wrong, what is right and wrong to teach, And when people seem to be going the other direction, it needs to be looked at carefully. And when it in fact culminates in someone doing one of the evil activities that they were taught to do, the teacher goes down with the evil person. And when we start that, that's only the first step, because we have many people in the United Nations that think they're political people that are doing everything evil to help the evil people succeed in this world. Now, I don't care how good intentioned you are, all you're trying to do is eliminate Homo sapiens off the face of the planet. You're doing evil activities, no matter how neutral it seems to you or how undamaging you think it is. You are wrong. If someone learns it and does something evil as a result of it, not only does he need to be punished, the person that told him that it was a good thing to do needs to be punished as well. And that is only the first step of going in the right direction. So when the United Nations makes a declaration that if you teach someone to do something that they do and another person is murdered as a result of that, and that means killing any Homo sapien that's not trying to kill you at that present time. If he is an evil person, you bring him to the government puts him on trial, and if he's found that he really did do those things, he will either suffer being eliminated from the planet, or he will at least be incarcerated until he changes his opinion. As long as he has that opinion, he needs to be caged. And that doesn't mean caged with a free ride. That means caged where he has to work and put sweat to an effort for at least 40 hours every week. Should it go over 40 hours? Probably not, because 40 hours should be a decent week for everyone. But they should be productive for 40 hours every single week of their life that they're incarcerated. So until we make these preliminary steps and move forward, and this will be the end of France number 3, and France number 3 is to turn the tide. And France number 3, if it turns the tide, we will have progressed from the information that the Frenchman has given us about doing things that are unreasonable, when the easiest way is to do the reasonable thing and see if it works. And if the gentleman that told you the reasonable thing and it worked, then you need to say thank you for enlightening us, teaching us that we were wrong, you were right, what you said did work, and you should be able to go forward with it. Because if it works and it's beneficial for the person that is doing it, and it is not harmful to other people, it is something that needs to be allowed. We don't need people shutting down things that are beneficial for Homo sapiens to do that are creative. If they can be creative and know how to create things that you don't understand, if it truly is creation, they need to be left alone and not interrupted by someone that's so uninformed that he doesn't know the difference between right and wrong. It's wrong to stop an individual because you're uninformed about what works and does not work. And with this, I guess I'm 20 minutes maybe close to up, and I'm going to have to put an end to France number 3, and I will come back to you as soon as I start the next round of talks, and I'm going to have to try to clarify my thinking so we can keep moving on the ladder of progress. We do not want to take back steps. We want to go forward and do what's right as much as possible. And I will get back to you with my next video as soon as I can. And I hope that everyone learned something from this one. And this will be the end of France number 3.